Picture this. It's 11:47 on a Tuesday night. A restaurant owner in Tampa just finished the dinner rush. She's exhausted. She finally sits down, and her phone rings. A catering inquiry. A big one. 30 people, Saturday event, premium package. She doesn't answer. She's done for the day. By 9 a.m. Wednesday, when she calls back, that customer has already booked with the competitor down the street, who answered at 11:47 p.m. Not a human, an AI expert employee. That's not a hypothetical. That's happening right now, every night, in every industry. And that gap, that window between when a customer reaches out and when you respond, is where revenue is won or lost in 2026. Welcome to Always On AI, the podcast for business owners, entrepreneurs, and leaders who refuse to be left behind in the AI economy. I'm your host, Bob Frazier, founder and CEO of Digital Workforce 360. For over 30 years, I've been a business owner just like you. I started an office products company with 2 people and grew it to 65 employees across multiple divisions. I've felt the pain of staff quitting without notice, of scheduling nightmares, and yes, I experienced the worst of it when my VP, my most valuable employee, simply vanished one day. All that knowledge, all those relationships, gone overnight. That experience, that crisis, is exactly what led me to build Digital Workforce 360. Because I came to understand one fundamental truth about business in the modern era. 24/7 responsiveness is today's competitive business advantage. Not maybe, not someday. Today, right now. And the businesses that embrace that truth are dominating their markets. Today, on Always On AI, we're covering 5 stories reshaping the business landscape right now, exactly what an AI expert employee is, the first AI employee every business should deploy, a real-world case study, and your 5 action items before next week's episode. Let's get into it. Time for This Week in AI, where we break down the stories that matter most to your business right now. Story 1. Gartner's 2026 AI report. Agentic AI is now the #1 enterprise priority. If you haven't heard the term Agentic AI yet, get familiar. Fast. Gartner's 2026 Technology Priorities report lists autonomous AI agents as the single most important technology investment for enterprise business this year. Not cloud, not cybersecurity, AI agents. What does that mean for you? It means the biggest companies in the world, your largest competitors, are deploying AI systems that don't just answer questions. They take action. They book appointments. They qualify leads. They resolve service issues, autonomously, around the clock. The question isn't whether this technology is coming. It's here. The question is, are you going to adopt it, or are you going to watch your competitors use it to take your customers? Story 2. McKinsey Global AI Report. 2026, 78% of companies now. Using AI. McKinsey's 2026 State of AI report, just released, shows that 78% of companies are now regularly using AI in at least one business function. That's up from 55% just 2 years ago. Nearly 80% of businesses using AI right now. Here's the number that should keep you up at night. Companies that have fully integrated AI into their customer-facing operations are reporting an average 34% reduction in response time and a 28% increase in lead conversion. Not a marginal improvement, a transformation. And the businesses that are still on the sideline, still saying, "We'll look at this next quarter," are already 18 months behind. Story 3. The 21X Lead Response Study. Still the most important stat in business. This one isn't new, but in 2026 it has become more relevant, not less. Harvard Business Review's landmark study, now validated by multiple follow-up research projects, confirmed that leads responded to within 5 minutes are 21 times more likely to convert than leads where a business waited even 30 minutes to respond. 21 times. And here's the brutal reality. According to the latest data, the average small to mid-size business takes over 47 hours, that's nearly 2 days, to follow up on an inbound lead. Meanwhile, an AI expert employee responds in under 60 seconds, every time, at 2 p.m. or 2 a.m. No exceptions. That's not a competitive advantage, that's a competitive annihilation. Story 4. Salesforce reports 3 billion AI agent interactions in Q1 2026. Salesforce just announced that their Agentforce platform crossed 3 billion customer interactions handled by AI agents in the first quarter of 2026 alone. 3 billion in 1 quarter. What does that tell us? It tells us that AI agents are no longer a novelty. They are the new standard for customer engagement at scale. The largest businesses in the world have already made the switch. The infrastructure is proven. The results are documented. Now it's filtering down to every business of every size, including yours. Story 5. 92% of business interactions still start with a phone call. Here's a stat that surprises most people. Despite email, despite chat, despite social media, 92% of business interactions still begin with a phone call. 92%. And here's the tragedy. Studies show that 85% of callers who don't get an answer will never call back. They move on immediately, usually to the next business in the Google search results. Your competitor. Think about that. If you're missing just 5 calls a day, that's 1,125 missed opportunities a year. At even a modest average value per customer, you could be leaving 6 figures on the table every single year. This is why the 24/7 AI receptionist is the first AI expert employee every business should deploy, because it closes the single most expensive gap in your business, the missed call. That's This Week in AI. Now let's get into the main event. All right, deep dive time. And today we're answering the foundational question, what exactly is an AI expert employee? Because I talk to business owners every week, and there is so much confusion in the market right now. People hear AI and they think of chatbots. They think of those frustrating phone trees where you press 1 for sales, press 2 for support, and then yell representative into the phone for 3 minutes. That is not what we're talking about. Part 1. The definition. What an AI expert employee actually is. An AI expert employee is a fully trained, role-specific artificial intelligence agent that performs real business functions, autonomously, continuously, and at a level of expertise that rivals or exceeds a trained human employee. Let me say that again with emphasis on 3 words. Fully trained. Your AI employee is trained on your business, your services, your pricing, your policies, your brand voice, your FAQs, your objection handling. It doesn't give generic answers. It sounds like your company, because it is your company. Role specific. This isn't a general AI assistant that does a little of everything. An AI expert employee has a job, a defined function, a set of responsibilities. An AI receptionist answers calls. An AI sales agent qualifies leads. An AI appointment setter books meetings. Specific roles, specific expertise, autonomous. This is the game changer. Your AI expert employee doesn't wait for instructions. It takes action. It responds. It engages. It follows up. It books. It closes on its own while you sleep. Part 2. The core competitive principle, 24/7. Responsiveness is today's competitive business advantage. I want to stop here and drive home the principle that everything we do at Digital Workforce 360 is built on, because this isn't just a tagline. This is a business law. 24/7. Responsiveness is today's competitive business advantage. The business that responds first wins the customer every single time. It doesn't matter if you have a better product. It doesn't matter if you're cheaper. It doesn't matter if you've been in business longer. If your competitor picks up the phone at midnight and you don't, they get the customer. Period. Here's what the data tells us in 2026. A lead responded to in under 1 minute has a 95% chance of conversion. Under 5 minutes, 80% chance. 30 minutes drops to 40%. 1 hour, 15%. Next business day, 5%. They're gone. The speed of response equals the speed of revenue. That is not a metaphor. That is math. And the only way to achieve true 24/7 responsiveness as a small to medium business without a massive payroll is through AI expert employees. Part 3. The first AI employee. You should deploy the 24/7 AI receptionist now. Here's the question I get asked most often. Bob, where do I start? Which AI employee do I deploy first? And my answer is always the same. Start with the AI receptionist. Here's why. Missed calls are the single most expensive silent killer in your business. 92% of business interactions start with a phone call. Not email, not chat, a phone call. 85% of people who call and don't get an answer will never call back. They go to your competitor. And if you think this doesn't apply to your business, I want you to pull out your phone right now and count how many missed calls you had last week. Go ahead. I'll wait. Every one of those missed calls is a potential customer who tried to give you money, and you weren't there. The 24/7 AI receptionist changes everything. Here's what it does. It answers every call at 2 p.m., at 2 a.m., on holidays, during your busiest lunch rush, while you're in a meeting. Every single call gets answered. It engages the caller in a natural conversational way, trained on your business. It doesn't sound robotic. It sounds professional, knowledgeable, and friendly. It qualifies the opportunity, asking the right questions to understand what the caller needs. It handles objections, using scripts and knowledge trained specifically for your business. It books appointments directly to your calendar in real time. It transcribes every conversation, so you have a complete record of every interaction. It sends real-time notifications, so you know the moment something important happens. And if it ever encounters a question outside its training, it immediately escalates to you or your team in real time. No guessing. No making things up. You stay in control. We have answered over 1 million calls for our clients. 1 million. And the businesses that deployed the AI receptionist first saw an immediate, measurable impact on booked appointments and closed leads within the first 30 days. The AI receptionist isn't just an efficiency tool. It's a revenue recovery system. Part 4. The Think, Do, Learn architecture. Now let me give you a peek under the hood, because understanding how an AI expert employee works will help you understand why it's so fundamentally different from the chatbots and phone trees of the past. An AI expert employee operates on what I call the Think, Do, Learn loop. 3 layers working together in real time. Layer 1 is Think. When a customer call comes in or a lead fills out a form, your AI employee analyzes the input. What is this person asking? What do they need? What context do I have about this customer? What is the best response given my training? Layer 2 is DU. The AI takes action. It responds to the call. It sends a text. It books the appointment. It follows up on the lead. It escalates to a human if needed. Action. Not just information. Layer 3 is Learn. Every interaction makes the system smarter. Every conversation adds context. Every edge case gets logged. Your AI employee doesn't just maintain its knowledge base, it refines it over time. Think, do, learn, continuously, around the clock, no days off. Part 5. The 6 AI expert employee roles. Now let's talk about the full team. Because an AI expert employee isn't just a receptionist, it's an entire workforce. At Digital Workforce 360, we deploy 6 core AI expert employee roles for our clients. The AI receptionist answers every call, 24/7, qualifies callers, books appointments, handles objections. This is your first hire, your most important hire. The AI sales agent engages every inbound lead instantly via text, email, or voice. Responds in under 60 seconds. Qualifies, nurtures, and converts. Remember, 21 times more likely to convert when you respond in under 5 minutes. The AI appointment setter works in concert with the sales agent to get prospects on your calendar, syncs to your scheduling system, never double books, never misses a follow-up. The AI reputation manager automatically requests Google reviews from satisfied customers, responds to reviews in your brand voice, monitors 50-plus platforms. Remember, 93% of buyers read reviews before choosing a business. This employee protects and grows your reputation while you sleep. The AI website concierge turns your website from a passive brochure into an active 24/7 sales tool, engages every visitor, answers questions, captures leads, books appointments. Your website never sleeps again. The AI knowledge base. This one is personal to me. When an employee leaves, they take nothing with you. Your AI knowledge base is trained on your entire business. Every process, every policy, every procedure. Your knowledge stays forever. 6 roles, 1 team, working 24/7. No payroll, no HR headaches, no sick days, no 2-week notices. That is an AI expert employee. Now, let's make this real. Because I don't want this to be theoretical. I want you to see exactly what the difference looks like in practice. I'm going to tell you about 2 restaurants. Same city, same cuisine, same price point, same Google rating. Let's call them Restaurant A and Restaurant B. Restaurant A is run by a hard-working owner. Let's call her Maria. Maria has been in the restaurant business for 12 years. Great food, loyal regulars. But Maria and her team are slammed. Lunch rush, dinner service, catering inquiries coming in at all hours. Maria does her best, but she's human. Her staff is human. At 10 p.m. when the kitchen closes, the phones go to voicemail. Restaurant B opened 18 months ago. Newer, less established. But the owner made one critical decision on day 1. She deployed an AI receptionist and a full AI expert employee team. Every call answered, every inquiry responded to, every catering request quoted and followed up. Within 60 seconds, 24 hours a day. Here's what happened over the next 6 months. Restaurant A's Maria missed an average of 23 calls per week during peak hours and after closing. That's over 600 missed calls in 6 months. At an average catering inquiry value of $800, that's potentially $400,000 to $80,000 in lost revenue opportunities. Not all would have converted, but even a 20% conversion rate, that's $96,000 Maria left on the table. Restaurant B? They answered every one of those calls. Their catering bookings increased 340% in 6 months. They outranked Restaurant A on Google because their AI reputation manager was automatically generating 5-star reviews. And when a potential customer called on a Saturday night, they got a live AI response, a quote, and a calendar booking in under 4 minutes. Same city, same food, same price, different result because of one decision. 24/7. Responsiveness is today's competitive business advantage. Maria's story doesn't have to be your story, but you have to make the decision. Always on AI is brought to you by Digital Workforce 360, the company I founded specifically to solve the problem we've been talking about today. At Digital Workforce 360, we deploy a complete team of AI expert employees for your business, your AI receptionist, your AI sales agent, your appointment setter, your reputation manager, your website concierge, and your knowledge base. All trained specifically on your business, all working 24/7 for one simple monthly investment. We've served over 500 businesses. We've answered over 1 million calls. We've generated over 50,000 five-star Google reviews for our clients. And here's our promise to you. If you don't see a measurable improvement in your lead response and customer engagement within 30 days, we make it right. Period. To learn more and see our AI team in action, or to call and speak to our AI live right now at 561-556-1405, visit us at responsiveaisales.deploypad.app. I'll put the link in the show notes. And that brings us to the briefing, your 5 key takeaways from today's episode. Write these down. Takeaway 1. An AI expert employee is not a chatbot. It is a fully trained, role-specific autonomous AI agent that performs real business functions, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Takeaway 2. 24/7. Responsiveness is today's competitive business advantage. The business that responds first wins the customer. Every single time. Speed of response equals speed of revenue. Takeaway 3. Start with the AI receptionist. 92% of business interactions start with a phone call. 85% of unanswered callers never call back. It is the fastest, most measurable path to immediate revenue recovery. Takeaway 4. The think-do-learn architecture is what separates an AI expert employee from everything that came before it. It doesn't just answer, it acts. It doesn't just act, it learns, continuously, autonomously. Takeaway 5. The window is closing. 78% of companies are already using AI. The businesses moving now are building leads, booking appointments, and collecting 5-star reviews while their competitors sleep. Coming up on episode 2 of Always on AI, we're going deep on how to choose the right AI employee for your business. You don't want to miss it. I'm Bob Frazier. This has been Always on AI, the podcast for businesses that refuse to lose. I'll see you next week. Remember, 24/7. Responsiveness is today's competitive business advantage. Make it yours.